Welcome everybody to the newest episode of We Love Wrestling. Obviously, this is a little bit different than what you have been used to us. Obviously, last month we lost Tre D suddenly, unfortunately. But the big thing with all of us involved, and this is from us in Midwest Melanin Mafia, with Till Lovely to Maddie to Black Wrestling, are all of our main focuses is to make sure that we do our best to continue his work and what he deemed important and what he dedicated so much of his free time to. But to get started, I'm gonna ask everyone's favorite memories of Trady on here. Another memory, this damn cat screaming in the background. So, Tiff, do you want to go first?
Ooh, she put me on the spot. um, there's a couple,
I'm just
but
going in order on my screen.
there's a couple memories of Trady, but I don't. I think the very first time I spoke to him was on our own podcast, and I had no idea that he had even seen my stuff on social media, and he was dying laughing at everything that I was posting. He was commenting. And then after we had our first podcast together, it was, I don't know, I think he invited me to Midwest Melanin Mafia. I want to say a month or two after that. I came in and everybody in here was very welcoming. And he just, I don't think I could pinpoint one memory. He just always was the type of person that was very uplifting. He was extremely encouraging, especially to me. And he was adamant that I was gonna get my breakthrough time. I was gonna have my moment in the sunlight. He was like, "You're gonna go viral, just wait." And he said it to me over and over and over again. And I didn't really pay it no mind because I got a small following now, but I had a smaller following then, and I was just like, whatever. But by the time he said it to me for like the fourth or fifth time, my numbers was going up then, and I think that was like the third time that I had started going viral with the Nia Jax video. And he sent me a message and he was like, "Tiff, I'm getting DMs from people I haven't talked to in a while asking me about if I know you, if I've seen you this video before. And I've been sent this video so many times." He was like, "I told you you was gonna go viral. I told you." He just That was just big homie, and I miss him terribly. And I wish he was here so he could see everything that's been going on, but he sees it, and we just love you, big home. That's all.
Cinco, you want to go next?
I will gladly go next. This is Cinco from Another Rose Podcast, hashtag KTOL. We are back with the Midwest Melanin Mafia. I missed my family so much. It's been a long minute. And I miss my brother Tre D. Probably one of my favorite moments with him has to be I'll probably say the first time I met him in person when he came down to St. Louis for the NWA Power Wrestling show. And with that, that was the first time I met him. Like we basically like kicked it for the whole weekend because I was like a Friday to Sunday thing. And with that, first met him on the spot at the show. Then like we was just cool and kicking it since then. Like I said, we went out to dinner. She grabbed some brunch the next day. End up watching wrestling all day for the next show at NWA. Chopped it up some more later on the evening. He introduced me to a bunch of wrestlers that I never thought would meet in person, and like it was just cool. Like we just connected instantly, and ever since then, like when we met in person like that, I knew we was just gonna be solid ever since then. And like no, I'm thankful that he trusted me in like with all the other interviews that he had in the future, and then he would reach out to me and ask if I wanted to be included on some of those shows that he did. So like that was just a great feeling, though, just to put me on his platform of all the great work he has done, and like so. I'm gonna miss him. Like he was like that good big brother to me, and like no, I'm the hard head one, not the group. So I'll get on his nerves. I get on everybody's nerves in here, but it's all love though. But other than that, like that's probably my favorite memory of him was when I actually first met him. Like we just kicked it and chopped it up for 3 days straight, and everything was solid from there. Take a drink to you.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and go next. I'm pretty sure y'all know it, but Wale Mania in Dallas is my favorite moment. Cinco, you was there.
You. I was gonna say, I'm gonna say that one for you.
So I already had met Trey. I met Trey the same time Cinco did at the NWA Empower show. I think that was that Saturday night. But like I said, my favorite moment was Wale Mania in Dallas. So we all had a VIP booth, and I was there with Cinco and Trey. Now Trey said he didn't say who, but he did say that more people was coming in the booth. I said, okay, bet. And then so Cinco left to go to the bar. Trey and Suzette left. So I'm like, okay, I'll hold the fort down. And if they show up, then that's cool. Okay, I look up. 3 people come in. I'm thinking, okay, these must be the people that Trey talking about. Okay, cool. Welcome. Sit down. Have fun. So Trey, Cinco, and Suzette came back. And here goes Trey. He walked in like, who are these niggas? And he was like, he said, hey, my man, this our booth. We paid for this booth. Y'all got the wrong space. This is for other people. And I'm like, oops. I just was under the assumption that it was them. But he never told me who. But when they left, he was like, now see, we can't have you hold the fort down. You just letting random niggas come up in here. I'm like, I thought these was the folks you was talking about. He was talking about Lovely, Faye, and Swole, if I'm not mistaken. But he never told me. So ever since then, that's been his running joke. Like literally this last Wale Mania, and I think the one before that, he kept joking. He was like, hey, nah, B, you can't hold it down because you gonna let random niggas come into the booth. But yeah, like that was always the running joke with Trey. No matter what, even when I did that one We Love Wrestling weekly rundown with him where it was live, he still won't let it down. He still brought it up. I'm like, you are just not gonna leave this alone. I keep telling you I was sorry. But I'm just glad I do have that memory with him. Still every now and then I think about it. Like it's hard to believe he's not here. Especially with everything that's going on in wrestling's current state. He would have had a lot to say, a lot of funny jokes about it. So yeah, Trey, we definitely miss you. And I won't say much because y'all know me, I'm emotional, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it out. But we do miss you, Trey.
I think what made it worse that night is when those people that came into the section, they had ordered drinks. I think that's what made it worse.
Right.
Because we was trying to figure out where the other extra drinks come from.
I didn't know they ordered stuff.
Oh yeah, they came in. Yep, they got comfortable and they ordered drinks. I'm thinking, okay, so these Trey folks. I'm like, you didn't tell me who was coming in here, so I'm thinking they was your people.
Poby.
Listen, this is my first time hanging out with y'all like in that setting, Cinco and Trey. So I'm thinking, I don't know who they roll with is. But I'm like, okay, this must be his folks. Okay, cool.
Fair, but
yeah.
That's fair.
How is he supposed to know?
He was never gonna let her live it down.
He was not. Even while they man in Philly, he was like, no, we don't trust you to hold down.
Hey, can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Take it away.
Speaking of never letting people, Trey would never let anything you do live you down, man. And this is Omar, everybody, part of the Culture Cast. Yeah, we still do stuff. And my favorite memories of Trey, there's really 2. I mean, one is just anytime I would come to the chat, for those who know me, especially everyone in the Mafia, I was probably the last one to come to the chat because, my notifications be off sometimes. And so I'll be the last one to the story or to the whatever the talking topic of the day was. And Trey said, hey, it's Omar from the cast. It's O from the cast. And I'm like, man, he would never let me live it down. But, he believed in you. And when Trey believed in you, he didn't say that to a lot of people. But when he believed in you, man, it just made you feel good. And I think, but my favorite moment was when he kind of, and I'm still, of course, always a wrestling nigga through and through, but he got to see me kind of on my in my home base at DreamCon this past year, and I had a panel and everything, and um, I was doing my thing on the anime side, and I was able. He popped up at DreamCon. He was like, "Man, this is dope! Like this is because Kofi was there, a few of the NXT wrestlers was there, but he just saw Black Joy." He said, "Man, oh, we got to talk about this. I gotta." And we potted like when I got back in town, and we talked about DreamCon, and then we talked about wrestling and some other things. And he's like, "Man, I wanna." We got to do some panels and do some stuff like that. It was just good to see. It was dope to see him. Um, because wrestling is that home turf, and he was on my anime turf and really enjoying it. And that's the thing about what he would always say about wrestling being a buffet. I feel like all these interests that we all have, especially here in the Mafia, we're all unique and diverse. And that's why it's an amazing buffet, which he brought us all together. That's why we enjoy each other. That's why we joke with each other. And that's why eventually I will watch The Wire. So, man, I'm always appreciative, and I just see posts every so often on Twitter or IG, and I just be like, damn, man, I miss bro, but I know that you know, I know he's in a great place. I know he's looking down. I know he's laughing at us constantly, and I'm always gonna be appreciative.
Yeah, what I love about Trey is even though he had his own platform and he was getting like dope numbers and stuff, he always wanted the best for all of us. Like everybody who has their own separate platform, like he always was pushing us, to create like when niggas recording, when y'all posting. Tiff, I see you doing your thing, Cinco, and stuff like that. Like, I just love how he was always just supportive of everybody in the group that has their own individual platform. So that's the one thing I miss about him, like for sure.
Nicole, it looked like you're the last one, babe.
Um, Sorry, and try not to cry. Um, I don't even remember how I met Trey. It's just something on fucking Facebook of all places. I think it was Facebook. It was either, I don't know, TPD or I don't know, like one of those bigger like black like Facebook like wrestling groups. And obviously like no one had anything to do during a pandemic or whatever, so everyone's just talking shit and it's being like just creating content and all this other stuff. And then it's like me, and then I got involved with like him and Will Dennis and then a couple other people, and we started doing like wrestling versus. We started doing versus wrestling, with wrestling theme songs, and just like doing like random stuff like that. Then like a bunch of like black creators like coming together and like um condolences and all that stuff, and just get together. And then he was just like, man, he was like, this could really be something, this could really be something. And then he was like, talk to me about like We Love Wrestling before, because he kind of started a little like a while ago, but just kind of kept it low key, but still consistently went to shows and always supported it, did what he always did in general. And so he was just like and then we end up becoming like this big collective, and then we end up having like all these people, and then it would get smaller, and then it got smaller, and then it got smaller, and then it got to the point where it was just like the two of us. And um I think what I'm gonna miss most about him is just being like, all right, he's like, gotta get you doing this. He's like, you gotta finish school, so he's like, get you out this start. He's like, so we get you at one of these companies. I'll be like, whatever, whatever, whatever. And he's like, no, he was like, your shit. He's like, you're passionate. He's like, just keep going, keep going. So I think like echo like everyone else is like his encouragement. So gonna try to keep it pushing. Like think everyone else agrees with that.
Oh yeah.
100%.
I think that's what Trey wants us to do. I think that's what the community is seeing. That's why I apologize for the noise in the background. Y'all know I'll be looking at the shit.
It's leg day.
Actually, it's. Oh man, shout out to Trey, man. Shout out to that first episode that we recorded. And Cinco, your co-host, is crazy. And it was leg day. We just kept saying leg day jokes forever, man. That's just like how who are these niggas? If you did something out of pocket, Trey would not let you hit it, man. He would not let you hit it. And I'm gonna miss him forever, man.
Oh Lord.
Okay, he's walking off in the distance.
Yeah,
What are you doing?
Run away from you.
And like he put his phone
Put
down
your
and
speaker
started
on.
talking.
Did you?
Oh damn! Am I lagging?
You
Yeah.
want to go pick up a set or something? What you doing?
No, man. It switched over from Wi-Fi to. See, I had a dope ass comment too. Damn. See, that's Trey. That's Trey knowing I was about to say some bullshit, so he had to have Wi-Fi.
He was like, nah. He said, we ain't about to do this right now.
He said, "Nah, no more for the no more for the cast, bro."
I can't.
No, man. That's what we are here for, man. He brought us together, and you know what I'm saying. Like, I fully 100% love and appreciate each one of you. Like, there's a lot of people like when you have a genuine interest in something, it's rare that you find not just like-minded people, but people from different backgrounds who you might disagree with, but you can actually have that full-blown discourse with, man. And he just knew people, and he did that, man. He was that nigga. He was him. Worst Mellow.
Head of the table.
Facts.
All right. Well, on definitely lighter news. Jesus Christ, I sound like a fucking news anchor. All right, a lot of shit happened in wrestling this past week. Literally everything. AEW had their 13-hour pay-per-view with 14 title changes. Whole bunch of shit happened. MLW, Sexy Red, Jordan Grace, like everything. So, what has been your craziest, like, what moment this week, or what has blew your mind the most?
Sexy
this
Red
week.
shaking ass to Trick Williams theme song.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
God.
I had to get
Shake
it
your
out.
dreads, shake your dreads, shake your dreads, hey.
Please.
Yep, that made my wrestling year see it. That's all I need to see.
Jesus.
Look, I'm a double down, Cinco. Never in my million words. Shout out to whoever the black niggas in the audience were that said "get it sexy" while she was walking down, because I was afraid like it was gonna be like, man, I hope the audience is they give her the right song. And then she came out to "Get It Sexy," and I'm like, okay, she's coming down, she's feeling the hype, and then she threw back and went to the twerk, and I ain't talking about like no Kofi Kingston twerk or no Big E twerk. She was throwing buns, and I'm like,
oh hell no!
I'm like, wrestling is for niggas, bro.
Oh my god!
I know I ain't the only one that said that, bro. I swear to God.
I ain't even gonna lie. I was in
Somebody got to kick him out for a minute.
To the beat, I said, Jesus.
How we doing, Soldier Boy Jeff in here?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Trey. Where the Soldier Boy get? we gotta clip this with the Soldier Boy get.
Oh,
No, but come on. But
That was so out of pocket.
I apologize. I did start that off, but that was
We knew you
and I finished it. I'm here for it.
Like everybody here probably knew you were gonna go there with their.
Yeah, I have no shame. I'm like, she's from my city. I'm like, she just did her thing, and that was it. I'm disappointed about the ice cream tattoo on the face, but that's not neither here nor there. She's still beautiful.
So apparently it's fake.
Oh, great. Thank you. All right, cool. Man, I'm like, don't. I'm like,
girl, I love you. See my everything.
Who is that? Is that?
Oh my God.
I hate how unserious and serious that song is. I love it.
Because she can't sing to save her life, but she don't even care, and I love it.
Okay.
But no, that seriously though, with that show, and I go on mute for a second because I'm about to be under the weights. It was a great segue to Ethan Page, bro. And to me, presentation matters. We talked about, we talked in multiple episodes from various pods about AEW, free my boy Ricky. But presentation matters. Ethan Page was presented like he was a big time deal, right? And I'm not saying that he wasn't always presented that way in previous companies, but they gave him yeah, he wasn't. But they gave him the Roman no mic promo. Like, they trust you. They give you the camera to your face, no mic promo. Like, come on. Like, that was a beautiful setup. And he can talk. And I think, once again, that's a lost art in wrestling is a lot of times you have great performers who can work a hell of a match but can't talk to save their lives. He can actually talk, bro. And that's perfect for Trick, who's very raw. I love Trick Williams. I'm not trying to diss him. But, Trick is still young. I don't know how long has Trick been wrestling?
Maybe like 4 years tops.
I mean, he was there, but he was like if we're talking like actual legitimately on, yeah, but he was there in the performance center before that. So
he's still growing,
still
the psychology
very young.
aspect. Yeah,
Yeah.
still very young in that sense. So being with a performer like Ethan Page is only going to help him grow and give him a foe, because it's kind of like, and we'll get to the main roster with Cody, which you see now. You can have your baby face, but if you don't have a proper foe or heel to have a mini program with, there's only one John Cena, right? There's only one John Cena who can be a babyface regardless. So Cody's doing a great thing with sales, but you gotta have a heel, and Ethan's a perfect heel for Trick.
It's crazy because I was that NXT show live or was it recorded?
No, it was live.
It was. If it was live, that was crazy because I was literally just on a show with him 2 days before NXT, which is insane.
And he's still finishing out indie bookings too, which is crazy. Right. I was just so shocked.
Like, shout out to them for keeping that a secret. I'm like, I forgot that he was actually, I guess, quote unquote, done with AEW. So keeping that a secret, he just pulled up like that. And then the fact that the crowd knew who he was.
Yeah, he was. He was literally just at Glory Pro on that Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Then 2 days later on Tuesday, he pop up on NXT.
I watched Jordan's interview on Busted Open. I think I finished most of it. And she was talking because Tommy Dreamer, because he's on whatever, like he's in management on TNA, and he was salty because he didn't know until he saw NXT. So like it was very like neat to know how it went down. And she was saying how they had her like sequestered in this hotel, and she was going to the gym and she saw Ethan Page, and she said he like freaked out and he was like, "What are you doing here?" And she was like, "What are you doing here?" And then they like told each other and they were like, "Holy shit." And so like they were at this hotel, and then they also were hiding out at this, I can't remember his name, but he used to be a wrestler. But he's like but he's more so like a personal trainer for wrestlers now, and he also like housed them for a little bit. But Jordan was saying like 20 minutes before she was supposed to come out, they snuck her in, like put like a whole like black sheet over her and like hit her in like some fucking like back office right until it happened.
That's crazy. No, that's crazy. They was able to maintain that because usually it's always somebody leaking something, especially in the E. So they hadn't had no leaks and 2 surprises like that, and it was able to contain it. Yeah, that means the people that was there during Vince's time was definitely feeding shit to the media on a regular basis. And because Vince is so, I'm loyal.
Yeah.
And it was like that just goes to prove your backstage was in a full disarray. You really didn't have much loyalty to you or that company, because they was giving away shit left and right. We knew about shit months in advance.
Mm-hmm.
So they got undying loyalty to Triple H and to Shawn Michaels. It's gonna be real tight lipped for a lot of stuff.
And then shout out to Roxanne because she didn't want to know who her opponent was going to be. So what we saw in the ring was her legit, like, genuine reaction.
That's dope too. Because when was the last time outside of the Mellow Trick trilogy, and then I'm trying to think outside of that, that we're really talking about NXT consistently. Like we watched NXT. I'm not about to diss it, like, but but now it's really. I don't want to say it's the Black and Gold brand, but it's out on the forefront of people. We are talking about NXT, and I can't wait to watch the show tomorrow.
I think
I
what
think
started it. I'm sorry, Tip. What started it was when NXT decided to literally throw everything they had when it came to competing against AEW, when they had to move the show to that Tuesday night. I think
I
that's kind of where it started.
I think it was right when Shawn took over.
Okay.
It was a little rocky at first, but I remember Nicole and Tre D was saying, like, we gotta let Shawn work out the kinks first, and then once he get going, he'll keep going. And that was the consensus among most of us. And I've been watching NXT for a minute. It has its highs and its lows, just like the main roster does. But one thing NXT does very well that I wish the main roster, or it's coming to start doing, is its consistency. We talking consistency across the board with building up the stars correctly, making sure they have the right momentum, getting into the title contingency. Once they get the title, they get proper feuds, they get proper battles, proper people that are built up to come against them. So it works in terms of how it's structured. The main roster is still a little wonky in that area. So I'd say that they started when Shawn got there and he finally got those kinks worked out. And that's when they really got the ball rolling. I don't really think they were trying to compete with AEW. I think Shawn did away with that the moment he got there. I think he was just focusing on the rebrand of NXT and creating NXT's branding. And that's what this is.
It's gonna be dope to see the future. What is happening on Tuesday
Um,
night?
I agree. I'm also, and I know whatever y'all might want to say what I feel about this, but I feel like this version of NXT is better than Black and Gold. In my opinion,
Ooh,
it is.
That's not
Oh,
that hot of a take. I think that's actually kind of. I agree with you.
I mean, you're gonna
well,
have some purists that's gonna vehemently disagree with that.
What I missed? What was the take?
I think this version of NXT is better than Black and Gold.
I'm actually inclined to agree.
I agree with Nicole. I'm just saying this is a hot take because
if you're looking at it from a different angle, that is true.
look at it from a perspective of the superstars that are coming in. The
Yeah.
Yeah,
superstars that are coming in are homegrown superstars. They are
yeah,
not indie darlings. They're
exactly.
homegrown
That's
superstars.
what I'm talking about. If you look at it from that standpoint, where you're not bringing already established wrestlers with their, basically with all their, star power and people
Hmm.
knowing of them already. Yes, but now we're actually building stars from the ground up, and people are getting to like them just from the WWE perspective, and just because
Mm-hmm.
they're WWE homegrown, then yes, this is better than what it was for the Black and Gold brand. So
Would you
looking
say
at that,
this is
yes,
the ruthless aggression era? Because the Black and Gold brand to me is the attitude era, and it's always gonna be. I mean, come on, like Gargano, Ciampa, War Games, um, Velveteen Dream, Adam Cole's run. Like, it's gonna be seen in the lore of the Attitude Era, but then also when you look back into the Attitude Era, like you look at the wrestling, the shows, it was kind of, you know. And then you go back to Ruthless Aggression, which kind of you can compare this one to now. Like Nicole, you hit it on the head, and also Tiff. It's so consistent. and you have a storyline, you have a proper build, you have a mid card. Oh my God, you have a mid card with proper angles. So, hot take, I'm with you.
Well,
it's not only more consistent, but it's more entertaining because and low key and black and gold love Adam Cole. Sometimes I like Johnny Gargano.
it was
I did not
repetitive.
need to see 15,500 different types of varieties of a matchups with them.
Well, or Undisputed Era being in every single War Games.
Hey, man, hey. Now,
I'm not
Undisputed
gonna
Undisputed
lie.
Era.
Era.
I'm
Hey,
an Adam Cole fan.
Wa-
hey,
I
I,
love Adam Cole. They were in every single war games except for one.
yes,
Except for one. Dang.
it was
Except
only
for
one.
one.
I ain't mad at it. I
They were
love
in
that
every
interest
one,
in
and
it.
they always had to finagle a way to make it so that they were in one.
Oh, that's true.
Who else
And
was gonna
it
do
wasn't
it?
like it was organic or that it came about that way. No, it was you could literally tell it was created that way. You could see it. And I was just like, okay.
They
Like
had
the
that
last
cash
one they
cow.
were in, which I think was the one with Pat McAfee and them.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
Yeah, that was the Pat
Mhm,
McAfee one during COVID.
mhm.
Yeah. That's when Pete Dunne came out and was like,
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I missed
I was
that
like,
era too. I
oh,
forgot all about it.
I definitely forgot about it. Now I'm gonna have to go back and watch it because I remember it, but I don't remember the actual match.
Yeah, because I mean, Pat was there and he was jumping off the damn rope, off the top of the cage and shit. He was doing everything he could. And I was like, this is cool or whatever, but there's about 15 wrestlers back there you probably could have created this whole match with. Like, it just
Right.
seems like at this point, we are the Undisputed Era is the only ones who are going to be able to compete in this match. And I was just like, okay.
See, but I think from a marketing standpoint, oh, it's kind of like I don't want to bring up a target word, but it's like Caitlin Clark is like the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh, God.
No Lord,
People wanted people wanted to
this was
people
the
want
perfect day to bring up that person.
Oh
Okay,
my
well
god.
let's go
right.
to Caitlyn. Since we going to
oh my
Caitlyn,
God. I'm sick of
let's
that little
talk
girl.
about it. Because at this point, now when it's the dudes and they out there playing, I don't see nobody doing no press about none of that shit. When you bitch, you get fouled. It's basketball. You get your ass up and you check that bitch back. Stop playing. And if she ain't gonna fall, then push her ass like they doing you. Why do we have to go through a whole discord about this girl getting checked on the court? You see when she come out there, she not doing the chance with her team, which means she ain't on the same page as them. They ain't coming over there to pick her up or to save her when she getting hit. So clearly there's a disconnect between her and her teammates, and everybody wants to go to bat for Caitlyn. Don't get me wrong. Kennedy, she gave her a hard foul. True enough. Okay, but she got the proper punishment for what
Yes, she
she
did.
did.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. Let's move the fuck on. Because if it was LeBron and any other player, nobody would be saying anything. They'd be like, "It's a rookie. You got fouled. You gotta eat that shit." What you want us to do? You want me to go out there and protest and rally for you, bitch? I'm not getting your checks. I'm not finna do that. You better go out there and play and be quiet.
Yeah, it's like I said, and this is my hot take, and I definitely got dragged for it. I think that was either Hollywood Unlocked or Shade Room, but I said I already missed when the WNBA was quiet, and I hate to say this word too, but overlooked because now that it's getting this buzz, it's coming with so much other stuff. Like I just want everybody to shut up and enjoy this doggone thing and enjoy what we witnessing because it's dope. It feels like 1997 all over again, but God, at what cost? But can we? I mean, I get it. You know, Kaylin is the number one pick, just like NBA. You know, if it's the number one pick, you're gonna get the most conversation, you're gonna get the most buzz. But just shut up. You know,
Please.
you're a rookie, and you're gonna go through the rookie woes, and just suck that up and you're gonna get tough skin, or you're gonna have to get some tough skin. Or you ain't gonna make it.
They ain't talking about how they hooked Angel Reese. That girl hooked Angel Reese and then
When
drugged her
I
to the ground.
choked, like I was at that game, literally like grabbed her and slammed her down, and
I
she
said, "We
did
playing?
that
Is this wrestling? What is going on?"
intentionally.
They
And she
know Angel
knew,
Reese fight back. That's why.
because if she fight back, we already know what's gonna happen.
Okay.
So
Yeah, exactly. They're going to tell her, oh, she's dangerous. She's angry.
Right. That's the thing. Caleb doesn't know how to fight. It's simple as that.
Well, if you don't know how to
Like,
do this,
you can't teach somebody how to fight at this level now you against grown women. It's gonna be
Right.
ugly if you try to retaliate. So she's gonna fall and complain.
the girl ain't got no defense, and that's your problem. You spend all your time shooting and didn't develop a defense. That's on you, babe. You better learn real quick before you start getting your ass whooped again in this league, because they're gonna be taking you out. As simple as that.
like, girl, you got a ways to go. Like, toughen up. Like, if you got to, hey, at this point, if you got to swing the prove a point, go ahead and do that. But like I said, you're not going to be treated no different just because you were a star athlete in women's college basketball compared here. So you got women who, of course, been in this league a lot longer. Like, you was probably still in middle school when some of these girls was playing in the WNBA. So just toughen up. But we can't keep babying her every single time something like this happen, because it's gonna happen. And this is not gonna be the first or last time it's gonna happen to that girl. They want to give her welcome to the WNBA moment, and I'm not mad at it.
Here's some good Chardonnay.
Oh, look at. I
I'm
can't
sorry.
let you look at Liv out here being a bop.
And what she is, she being real homewreckerish. That's nasty.
Yeah.
Who don't love a good
Dom don't even
homewrecker?
look that good.
We're giving whore today, and I don't like that. I don't like that.
Who don't love a good homewrecker?
I see you ain't
Nope.
shit.
Why would you say that?
Oh, Finn came out.
He was not playing with her. He's like, you
He said, "Get
hussy.
your ass back."
He said, you little hussy. You get out of this ring. You
Ooh.
whore.
Pull this up on my phone.
Listen, Rhea gonna come back and kill both of them.
Liv need to get her some depuffer under her eyes.
So okay, so I thought I was tripping.
No,
So she ain't got that under control yet.
She gotta get some of them ice cold packs or an ice roller or something, because it's giving suitcases.
It makes her look a lot older than what she is, and Liv ain't nothing but what, 29, 28?
I thought she was in her 30s.
She is.
No, I don't think she is 30, not yet.
She almost there, but ain't there yet.
Oh, y'all lying. I thought she was 33.
No.
It's the bags.
She'll be 30. Actually, she'll be 30 this year. Pretty soon. Actually, Saturday.
That nigga said, "I'm glad you came out, though."
Liv is messy. Rhea's gonna kill her. Why does she want that for herself?
You know what? There's a video going around of Dom, and he was sitting down for an interview, and the interviewer kept commenting on Rhea Ripley's looks, and Dominic did not like that shit.
Oh, I saw that, but I didn't actually watch the whole thing all the way through.
I saw some of it.
I saw it. He set his ass straight. He warned him once, and he went back to it again, and he was like, "Nah, I'm out of here." That nigga got up and threw his drink on him and shit. I was like, "God damn." I kind of fuck with Dom on that one though. He asked you fuck around and you find out that was your fault.
Man, I still mess with Rey Mysterio's son, but that's another day.
We know you don't.
You know what's crazy too about this whole situation? We still ain't never seen Rey Mysterio's son and Rhea kiss, but Liv and Rey Mysterio's son did already. So,
and that's facts.
They need to bring that up.
Oh, that is true.
That's
right.
I didn't even think about it. I didn't even think about that.
Right.
Shit.
I don't think they want. I think they had an agreement not to. I think Dom and him was like, "Look, I respect Buddy, and you respect my girl, so we we gonna play it out. But Liv ain't got nobody, so Liv was
Right.
like,
She outside.
fuck it, I'll do what the fuck I want. They say we got to kiss, I can do it. You ain't got to kiss me back as long as that check clear.
So
Said,
she
long as
mentioned that makes sense.
As long as that check clear.
Long as the check clear, honey. WWE paying $350K for base pay. I was like, you can hire me tonight.
I'll gladly rearrange the condiments and catering if it means I'm getting a $350,000 salary. Gladly. I'll be a jobber gladly.
I will do the bump. I will stream every show. I can help Kayla because Kayla boring on the bump, so I can get you together.
So that's another thing. Somebody called her out on her like being like different as far as like her backstage interviews. So she blamed it on just traveling, like being in Saudi and France and all that stuff. But I've noticed it before all the overseas trips. And I'm wondering, like, okay, girl, do you need to break yourself like everybody else getting or what? Because you definitely looking a little like mediocre. Yeah.
Yeah. She get tired sometimes, but Nicole ain't never really liked Kayla.
I know she doesn't.
And she used to say it all the time. She was like, "Oh,
I do not like Kayla Braxton. I do not like that lady.
What's wrong with her?
I do not like that lady.
Damn, love it.
She did too much.
We all got somebody in WWE or just in general that we really just can't stand no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like her too much.
Fair. Damn, they didn't even get the match started. He came out there and chopped them.
Oh man, Sheamus already old. You can't be doing that.
He's coming out there looking like a whole Titan, just all torso.
Not a fucking Titan.
He do.
What are they called?
The anomalies or the abnormals, Jared?
Abnormals. Yeah.
Abnormals.
or are the abnormals the one that can like function?
Gerard, are the abnormals the one that can function, or are they the ones that be running around like with the extra big heads?
The abnormals are the ones who run around and move randomly and shit. The ones who can actually function and talk like everybody else are the people who can turn in.
Those are the regular Titans. That people.
Oh no, that's what is it? It's Titan.
Oh, it's the ones that have gotten their Titan form back that we see.
Yeah, they can transform.
Yeah. Okay. So they're the ones who know how to transform. Okay. That was anime 101 right there. Because I haven't watched Attack on Titan in a while.
It's just, I tried to watch it again recently, and I was like, oh my god, what is going on? There's just too much.
Well, Eren Yeager is a whole villain right now. So I was like, that's unfortunate. That's all I can say.
I was like, this is just a lot.
Well, we talked about Sexy Red.
Yes, we did.
And then we went on a tangent about Caitlin Clark. We didn't talk about we didn't really give Ethan. We gave Ethan Page a little bit. Do y'all want to talk more about Ethan Page?
No, we gave him enough credit already.
No, he got his flowers. Someone I do want to give their flowers to is Willow Nightingale.
Yeah.
Love you, Willow.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm gonna say about that.
Well, I don't even want to go there with my take on that one.
I mean, we have to because that's only fair. They did have Double or Nothing, and from what I heard, the show was fairly decent. They had a lot of matches that a lot of people enjoyed, especially the arena match that they had. A lot of people loved that match. What I saw with Willow and Mercedes match, it was very split. People either loved the fact that Mercedes won or they hated the fact that Willow lost. It was very, very down the middle. I didn't like the fact that that was Mercedes' very first match and she ends up winning the title. And I felt like they could have waited. They could have gave Statlander and Willow their feud first. And you could have just not giving Willow the title only to take it from her like that? Why didn't you have Statlander go up against Mercedes, let Mercedes take the title off of her, and then you could continue the feud with Willow and Mercedes and let it play out that way. That way you don't have this, I guess you could say, this sour taste in your mouth from this particular matchup. Everything else from what I heard was okay. There was a weird match on there with Moxley. It was a IWGP Championship Eliminator match. Now I don't understand what that means. And I need somebody to explain it to me. Was he defending his title?
Shit, as good as mine. I don't know.
Yeah, he was defending it.
Oh, he was. Okay, because they was making it seem like the title wasn't on the line. And I'm like, well, why are you calling it an eliminator match? Because there was nobody else in the match.
I have no idea.
Yeah. That Willow situation, I agree with Tiffany. I didn't like the fact, like I said, I get it, it's Mercedes. You know, Mercedes not gonna have her first like official match in AEW and lose, obviously. But I just didn't like how Tony, in a short amount of time, booked Willow to literally be like this super top babyface in the women's division over there. And I was automatically on board. I'm like, okay, give her a couple of months, give her a few months to let her cook, let her do what she needs to do, and then get her to the point of losing. So yeah, I wasn't the biggest fan of it, and I'm still kind of iffy about it, but you know, whatever. I'm not the booker. But I didn't pretty much care for it, for real. And I know a lot of people said, well, this will get her to, you know, go against Tony. I'm like, I understand all that, but why rush this title reign so she can get in the back of the line for another one? So that was my thing about it.
I mean, I agree. It's just shitty. That whole thing's just shitty. I'm already was mad at her because of that one outfit, and this just really took it over the edge with me.
Now you know Tre D would not be a happy camper.
I told him, I was like, that's the other day, I said, I'm going to be real respectful because that was his girl, but oh my God, she's really trying it with me, and I can only do so fucking much. And he should only expect so fucking much from me at this point.
The last time I saw her, which was before she got put through that table, she came out there with a whole gloves and Vanna White situation on. And I said, where are we going? What? Did you have a like a date after this? Was you going to the opera or something? What is going on?
So are you going over what's his name's house?
Ooh, now see, you being real messy. You being real messy.
Well, I heard the wife be there too. So.
Oh wow. Oh, okay. It goes down.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Gotta clean that up.
Allegedly.
That up. Ooh, that's messy, honey. I like that kind of mess though, because that's messy.
Yeah.
That's
we know, Tiff.
fuck y'all. That's all y'all got to say about Double or Nothing? Did y'all watch the show?
It was so long, I like started uncomputing it from my brain.
The thing about it was around the corner from me, and I forgot.
Ooh.
How did you forget?
It's Memorial Weekend. What I'm thinking about? Yeah, it's Memorial Weekend in Vegas. That's not on my mind.
And honestly, I was so effing high towards the end. I literally did not retain a single thing. I was like sitting there when the whole music bit kept going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And I was like, I'm about to start freaking out. What is this?
Oh my
I
god.
was like, please figure it the fuck out. Like, I muted the channel because it was just too much of a sensory overload for me.
It's just too many. It was just like I said, it was just way too many. It was way too many filler matches. Like a lot of that could have been on your Rampage. A lot of that could have been on Dynamite. Like that Orange Cassidy match, unnecessary. Could have been on Dynamite or Rampage, but you got to get rid of the fillers. Like I said, it's okay to have a couple of rest break matches, but it was about 50% of fillers on that show.
It's okay for a show to be 2.5 hours.
That's
It
it.
is.
It is okay. A pay-per-view does not have to be 5 hours long.
Yep, I agree.
See, if AEW wants me to go to a show that long, they're gonna have to invent a section where there's like beach chairs or like a love seat type of situation where you can semi lay down.
Girl.
That is the only way I will be
Semi-
able to sit at any of their longer shows the whole time.
In order, I'll fall asleep now.
I don't want to be all the way laid back. I just want I just want my feet up and a little slight angle. The slightest of angles, but my legs are up.
Oh boy. Well, that's that on that. Because there ain't really much to say after that. I guess we can move into MLW. I did see a few clips from that, but I'm gonna need some clarity on what happened because all I know is Mark Henry and Teddy Long was some elders, and I seen that Selena was in the ring crying because her daddy said that he was her daddy, and I was like, okay, what's happening? What is going on here? It's just a bunch of mess. So I need somebody to explain what was going on with MLW.
Who actually watched it?
Damn, did nobody see it?
No, I was about to explain it.
Okay.
So basically, the whole thing is revealing who the elders are to get him pumped up for that match with AJ Francis, and so, and then obviously Teddy Long wasn't that unexpected, but Mark Henry was the one that was the one who was ooh, because obviously his contract has expired with AEW, along with quite a few folks whose contracts expired over there.
Mark Henry's been heavily critical of AEW, I hear, as of late.
I've saw that.
They was online calling him a traitor and everything else, and he was like, well, my criticisms are valid. I was there. I know what was happening. I said, well, do tell. Inquiring minds want to know. I want to hear it. I want to hear that I was right. That's all I want to hear. Is that I'm right. Period.
He's just fucking messy in the worst possible way.
She's not in a good way. It's crazy.
So
I'm like, what are you doing?
So okay, speaking of that, it's a lot of people, it's a lot of contract talk going on lately. I know of course we know Becky's situation, and then they mentioned Ricochet and they mentioned Gable. So I think Gable's contract expires Friday. I know Garza's expires August 1st, and then Ricochet's expires in the summer. So do y'all think it's only one of them I actually kind of see leaving, but other than that, do y'all think it's just a way just to keep people in suspense, and then they just literally make that announcement at the last minute?
Yes.
No, I think that. Well,
yes.
Yeah.
I think they legitimately are trying to work out their contracts. I think people want guarantees. They want guaranteed TV time. They want guaranteed money. They want guaranteed possible title contingency, or at least a title in the near future of that contract. So I think it's all of them working out the logistics. I can see Ricochet leaving.
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Ricochet is the only one I think who would leave, or who is leaving out of all of those people.
I
I can see him
disagree.
leaving because he probably would go over there with Osprey and be fighting over there with him. And I'm like,
Right.
okay.
I disagree with that.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he gonna stay. I mean, because you got to look at the factor because his wife has a job there, so I feel like that's the thing that was gonna keep you there. If anything, if
Yeah.
anybody's gonna leave, it probably be Garza.
Which he
If
can
it,
go.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
he can
saying.
go.
Like
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
he
that.
can
Like
go.
it's not
Oh yeah,
like
he could take his ass home.
right.
Yeah.
It's not like a big factor. Like if he leaves or not. So it's like that's somebody I see who would leave,
That's the
but
only person you can see that would actually be like, okay, I want to go explore some other shit.
exactly. Everybody else, they're staying. They're basically big names within that business, and that's how it's gonna be.
I don't see Becky leaving either. And a lot of
No.
Oh, of course
people
not.
saying,
She
like,
I
where
don't
is she going?
understand the discourse. Are they on crack? Do they think she's gonna go anywhere?
she's a millionaire within that business. She's not leaving.
And Tony Khan can't afford her.
Right.
Absolutely not.
Right. She what top three, top two women wrestler just getting paid over there? Yeah, she's not
Yes,
leaving.
She's the top.
Oh,
she's the
there you
highest
go,
paid
man.
female wrestler there.
I
Ain't
just
no-
don't see TK throwing a bag at Sasha and then throwing another, I mean, Mercedes, and then throwing another one at Becky. Like, I just don't see it.
He
Like, I
ain't
can
got it.
see
He paying Okada like $4 million, ain't he?
exactly.
Right.
Okada
Exactly.
making the same amount Roman was making 2 years ago.
Yeah, Roman
I
making
don't
eight
see
She
it.
figures.
he is paying millions of dollars to Osprey,
Yes,
Mercedes, and
yes.
Okada back to back.
There's
Millions
no
of
way.
dollars.
There's no way he's gonna be able to afford Becky. He just can't.
He about to say, "Hold my beer and pull out
That's
some
why
money."
he's letting. And I told people that on Jump. I said when he really signed some big people, I said he's gonna let a lot of those fucking contracts expire,
Oh, yeah.
Which needs to
and
happen.
Which is what he's been doing.
which
Yeah.
is he's been doing, and it's just gonna get more and more and more.
I'm curious. I know she's been quiet. I don't know if she's dealing with an injury or anything like that. Like, what's the status on Britt Baker?
I'm confused. I don't even think she was injured. She just went out when Adam went out.
Okay.
I
Because I,
haven't
I
heard or
I think
seen Britt in
about
a while.
her. Like, I think about her as far as like Mercedes getting that big like monster deal. Like, I want to do some of them, especially like who's considered like, I guess, a top star over there. Like, I wonder like how they feel, the women, how they feel about somebody coming in and, automatically making more money than them. I'm curious.
I mean, if we being fair, their brand isn't her brand. So she's gonna be able to command a certain amount of money that they aren't.
That's true.
So I wouldn't feel no way about her getting more money than me. But what I will feel pissed off about is that her first match, she won a championship. That's what I'd be mad about.
Mhm.
Especially if I'm here, I'm busting my ass. I've been holding this mid card division down this entire time, and she was here but couldn't wrestle, and y'all gave her TV time.
Mhm.
That'd be a problem for me. I'd be like, the fuck is going on around here? I can wrestle. I actually can entertain. Fuck her sitting out here talking. Let me go out there, cut my promo, and let me go out there and wrestle whoever. I don't care. Just let me start a feud with somebody. But you could have her in the back doing vignettes. She could have did what Tony was doing. Tony was doing little vignettes in the back before she was coming out there wrestling. You ain't have to see her in the middle of the ring hogging
Mhm.
20 minutes of a 2-hour show talking about nothing. Girl, if you don't get your mush mouth ass up out of here, we ain't got time for that.
Uh-uh.
We don't have time for that. Your wigs is cute. That's cute. But you supposed to be the CEO as you call yourself. I don't want to. You talking is not your strong point. Is the point I'm
Yeah,
trying to make.
right.
That is not your strong point, and your ass shouldn't have been out there doing that. We did
And
not
it
need to see
wasn't
that.
it wasn't her thing in WWE. It's not her. It wasn't her thing in New Japan. If she was doing a lot of talking, and it's not her thing now. Like, it's okay. Like, her, of course, her wrestling abilities make up for that. But as far as my skills, she never really did it for me. I'm like, okay, girl, what? It's just not like a whole lot of rambling at this point.
I mean, I think WWE made her consensus her shit down there because this is what I mean when we had this conversation on our pod. It's like there is a staunch difference between WWE and AEW. It just is the way that they make you structure. You got to hit your point A, point B in this time frame. We ain't gonna be out here while you rambling for 16 minutes. That's not happening. You either say what you need to say in 3 or you don't say nothing at all. Now,
That's it.
some people they give them a bigger time frame because they have the ability to talk. So guys like Drew, guys like Cody, guys like CM Punk, they get to run the gambit because we all know they got the mic skills to do that. But they ain't never give Sasha that type of leeway. She might have came out there and cut a promo, but that promo lasted maybe 6 minutes tops. And then somebody would come out and interrupt. She had to get to the fucking point. In AEW, they don't have that. You pretty much can just, they give the certain people the leeway to do whatever they want. And she shouldn't be one of them people because no.
And she's not. Like I said, like it's like, okay, girl, like, and here's another thing with Mercedes. And it's like I said, I try not to be overly critical, but eventually we have to say something different. Like it's the same thing every time she talks. Like, girl, you're gonna have to say something different now. Like, we get this, we get the whole point, like, with the situation with WWE, leaving and making your presence known, like New Japan, and then like making your own rules and going to AEW. I get all that, but eventually we're gonna have to stop saying that whole little story. It's the same with Cody. Like I said, I lost my dad, so I get it, I understand, but eventually we're gonna have to stop hearing about it. Like,
well, his opponents got to stop bringing them up.
True, but Cody also like to bring it up on his own, like unprovoked. I get it, when you lose like your dad, like especially if that was your road dog, I understand. But Ali, but Roman was definitely one of the ones that was bringing it up like every chance he got. So I get that.
So much so he did the man voice and everything. I said, "Ooh,
that was so good.
You petty." I will say this and then we can move on. Mercedes is not as great as everybody makes her out to be. Is she good in the ring? Of course. I'll never take away her wrestling capabilities. But as a complete showman, she lacks in certain areas.
No aura.
I
stand by that.
And that's not.
I stand by it.
It's strange when people are critical of the big faves, right? Because then you have the people coming in like, oh, you just a hater or you don't understand her. And I'm just like, no, I do. I get it. You tried to take this boss character and reformulate it into the CEO because it was easy. You didn't have to do no work to recreate yourself and reinvent yourself. But instead of actually taking who you are as a person now and creating the character from there, you just reinvented the wheel and then expected everybody to be on board. I don't think people online are mean when they're critical. I think sometimes you have to listen to constructive criticism and then proceed forward. It's not about you being this CEO character, it's your execution of it. It's sloppy. Number one, it's corny. I'm sorry, but it just is. And number 3, it just looks like a less polished version of what Sasha Banks was. You don't have no particular image of who you are as this character. It doesn't work, but it works for that audience because they're just glad to see you there. And they're not going to ask for anything else because you're Mercedes and you're on the show. I require you to give more because I know you have more to give. You're supposed to be the boss. You're supposed to be the CEO. You one of the top female wrestlers in the world. I don't want no half stepping, and I'm not going to allow you to do that. If it was Charlotte with me, she'd get the same energy. If it was Becky, she would get the same energy. Bailey too. But all of them they have either become a better version of themselves or they have recreated a character so that it works for who they are right now. And she's the only one out of the 4 who hasn't done that. So I'm sorry, but you're going to be criticized till you get your shit together. You can be the greatest wrestler in the world, but as a complete superstar, you are lacking. And if I was you,
not there.
I would be studying Seth freaking Rollins like he was a goddamn ace, like he was a damn test. I'd be writing shit down. I need a stylist. I need this. I need that. I'd be calling Becky, hey, can you give me King Troy's phone number? I can give you his Instagram. I talk to him on Instagram all the time. I can give it to you if you want it. You need something. You went and found how you can get your hair and change your hair. You figured that shit out. I don't understand how you can't figure out the other half. Well, all the money you got and the access to everything that you have no excuse. Somebody like Sky Blue, look at what Sky Blue did for herself.
Mm-hmm.
Completely went in a totally different direction. That's a totally different person from what you saw coming into AEW from the beginning. If the girls coming after you are able to reinvent themselves and make sure that they still, number one, you still recognize them as who they are, but this is different. This is a new version. What is this? The same thing goes for Ricochet. It took Ricochet a minute to figure out who he was, but I have a suspicion that Samantha got a lot to do with that. Okay. Sometimes a man needs a little help in that department. He clearly needed a little bit of a confidence boost, and his wife probably is what gave that to him. But Ricochet was able to come into his own, not only through his wrestling, but you can see now that he has figured out how to put himself out there promo wise as a character. Sasha, aka Mercedes, don't have no excuse. And until she fix it, I'm gonna be critical. I don't give a fuck how mad she get or sit up on the internet talking about people mean. Girl, go cry in your bucket of millions and fix the shit.
And then look at Tony Storm. Who would have thought Tony Storm would have been in this particular character and literally doing extremely well compared to what she was over in WWE?
Facts.
Like, you have to reinvent yourself. If you go into another company, you have to completely reinvent yourself. Completely.
And it's so interesting and out of the box. It's like, bitch, you really did that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's on Jesus Daddy.
I cannot.
But not for real. Like, if you literally leaving a company like the WWE, like, you literally have to go to the drawing board. Like, okay, now the only person it didn't necessarily that didn't have to change is Naomi.
Yeah.
That's a game that's gonna stick. It's gonna hit no matter where she is. But other people, like, you literally, if you're gonna like leave and stay out of WWE for a while or what have you, you have to literally take that time to reinvent yourself. Like, look at Roman. Roman's probably one of the biggest examples. It took the pandemic and that last little stint. If you first off, you survived WWE 2016, 2019, you a G. So because that was struggle. But it took that December because Roman was actually ready to dip out in December of 19. And then of course pandemic came and it said, okay, now I'm leaving, but I cannot come back the same I was when I was there. And look at what we got. So you have to
Tribal
reinvent
chief.
yourself. You have to
Yeah.
reinvent yourself.
I mean, she's not the only one.
No. It's a whole list.
There's a whole lot of people who need to do it. I mean, I'm gonna be honest. Will Ospreay is only interesting when he's in the ring.
Yeah.
You don't really have much of a character, and that's part of the issue. And you're breaking into mainstream wrestling. And I know a lot of people love him. I'm not gonna lie. I find him highly entertaining in the ring. I think he's very interesting ring wise, but outside of the ring, he is irritating. His voice is grating. He don't really have. He's very arrogant. Is the best way to explain it, and not in a way where you're just like, okay, this is a character. No, that's legitimately who he is as a person. He just is very arrogant. I don't find him interesting outside of the ring. He's got really cheap pops of conversation, and it's just like, okay, where are we gonna go with this? I need something else from him. If he needs a manager, then cool, give him one. If he needs somebody like Stokely, fine, whatever, I don't care, but do something where he has something that makes him more alluring than him just backflipping in the middle of the ring every 2 seconds. Do you? But he just doesn't. There's nothing about him that says, "Ooh, I'm drawn to him." Like he doesn't have that. And sometimes you got to be a triple threat. Sometimes you got to be good looking, you got to be able to talk, and you have to wrestle. And if at least if you got 2 out of the 3, then you got something. But Will Ospreay only got 1 out of the 3. I'm gonna let y'all figure out which one of them he got.
Sound like 0.5 to me.
I can't stand that man.
I'm just saying, and I know, like, I just want people to be realistic. Like, if you line these characters, and we're not talking about them as people, so I want people to understand that. Line these characters up, just line them up, and then just for your own mental capacity, just look at each character trope, look at each character's wrestling capability and everything, and you'll see that a lot of them don't add up. If I make it make sense, not too long ago, Jonathan Gresham was on the internet bitching about how he was not a a regular professional. He was a professional wrestler. He wasn't a superstar. But if you go and look at what he's doing in TNA now, that's a character. His ass figured that shit out real quick, like, because he realized he wasn't gonna go nowhere. Now he acting like he Davy Jones, putting people in the locker and shit. It worked because people freaked out, and it's all in your execution. He played to his strengths, though. He don't have to talk. He wears a mask, so you don't have to say anything or explain anything. But if you can make sure the action is shown, then everything works out in your favor. And that's cool. That works for me because you done figured out how to play to your strengths. All Mercedes and the rest of the crew got to do is figure out how to play to their strengths. That's all. Because you being on TV and wrestling and y'all talking about doing 5-hour PLE shows, I have a hard time watching WrestleMania for the 2 days that we be watching. There's no way. And they're going taking SummerSlam to 2 days. 2026.
That's doing too fucking much.
SummerSlam is gonna be 2 nights. Okay. I was like, well, damn. We gonna be
still ain't going to Minnesota for this. I ain't worried about it.
Not one bit.
You don't want to go to Minnesota? You don't want to
go? No. They announced it 2 years in advance, like something exciting. Like, oh, okay, yeah.
Well, they was trying to get WrestleMania, and I guess they said y'all can't have
that. I'm sorry.
Whoever was in that meeting said, "Let's do Vegas and let's listen to the people." Actually stood up for us. I am so glad that I can just not buy a plane ticket.
I don't do that. Nope.
I can wake up in my own bed.
Now, see, you ain't shit.
Drive my own car.
That's a mess.
And go see WrestleMania. Guess what? I can go back to my house after.
Oh my God.
And you know what? That ain't bad. That's
oh man, I feel bad. I'm happy y'all get to go to Vegas.
Fly all the way over to Vegas and stuff and get a room and spend all kind of money just to be on the strip.
Yeah.
Boy,
not you, Cinco House. Just go over there to Cinco House.
I'm saving so much money on this WrestleMania. I'm so happy. Man.
But so I'm not mad they chose Vegas. I feel like Vegas, a whole bunch of wrestling folks. WrestleMania weekend in Vegas, like that's just a recipe for a movie. Like, I can't wait.
Oh my God. I'm so I hate it so much. I'm so upset.
Would you want to go to Minneapolis?
I didn't want to go anywhere. It's all those people.
There's gonna be so many people.
We'll be seeing you out there next year.
Thousands and thousands of wrestling fans.
Oh yeah,
it makes me sick thinking about it.
That's gonna be horrible. Traffic is gonna be insane on the strip. Like, just avoid South Las Vegas Boulevard all you can, because that street is just gonna be hell.
My thing is trying to see, how do I want to stay on the strip or should I be smart and stay near the stadium? Like I'm so torn.
See, this is my thing. If you, this is the best. These are the best hotels to get if you want to stay on the strip and be by the stadium. Is the Mandalay Bay, the Delano, the Luxor, and Excalibur. I mean, the Excalibur is cheap. I mean, I would stay in it for a night. I don't care if I don't feel like being bougie for a day. But those are the best hotels because you're gonna have to walk to the stadium. There's no way you can drive to it. You either have to walk across that bridge to get there. And the best hotel, the closest one, is literally like the Luxor, the Pyramid hotel. Because it's really right there across from where the stadium's at, where you could walk right across that bridge.
Okay.
And I was already preparing to walk. Like I'm fine with that, but
you're gonna walk. That walk
fine.
That walk is hell, but you're gonna walk.
Britt, let me know when you start looking at hotels.
Okay. I'm gonna start doing that actually pretty soon because I gotta be very strategic about this because I know a lot of people I know that's going, they're staying in the center of the strip. So like where Araya, all them right
The
there.
Aria and stuff
Cosmopolitan.
That's cool because it's like you have a place where you can get it right off at the intersection. It's best traffic wise, I'll say that.
Okay.
But probably the best hotel is probably Park MGM because it's right in front of the T-Mobile Arena, and that's probably where Raw and SmackDown are going to be at. And you can literally just walk out the hotel in seconds outside of your hotel.
I want to say they did announce. I don't know if it's official, but I want to say they did say that Raw and SmackDown will be over there.
Yeah,
I think I remember hearing that too.
More than likely, it's going to be at the T-Mobile Arena. That's where all the events are at. That's where the basketball stadium and the hockey rink is at. So yeah, because they had Elimination Chamber out there before they had the Raider Stadium.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's more like that's where those shows are going to be. So that's probably the best hotel to be at, possibly.
Okay.
But other than that, the other four hotels, if you just want to be close to the actual football stadium where WrestleMania is going to be at, then that's your go-to right there.
Okay. Now I know. And then of course, Wale Mania, where that's going to be, I have to put that in consideration because I learned my lesson in LA.
That's gonna be off the strip somewhere. That's not gonna be. I don't see where.
Yeah, I doubt they'd be able to get a spot on the strip.
Yeah, that's gonna be
$1 million.
Yeah, they're gonna drop some money.
That has to be off the strip somewhere, and I'm trying to figure out where they would do it at. Maybe like Area 51, possibly, or I don't know. I'm trying to think where they they're probably gonna have it like a hotel in some arena. Maybe at the Virgin Hilton Hotel, they got a nice little spot in there. They'll probably do it over there. Other than that, I have no idea. I got ideas where they could have it at. That's off the strip, but that's just for another day.
But yeah, would they even want to drop that kind of money to have a 4 or 5 hour show? Like
on the strip, that's probably gonna be impossible. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would
maybe some expensive ass tickets.
Exactly.
And my ass would not be going.
I would not go. I feel like we haven't paid as far as Wale. I mean, I think the most was what 70, and that was pre-sale because it went up the general sale. But if I got to pay more than 75, it's not happening. 80 is not happening.
Well, if from what y'all said last year, it wasn't worth the money y'all paid.
It was not worth the money I paid.
If I pay them over $100, I need to have a bottle in the hand in a section.
Yes.
That's the only way.
That Wale Mania location in Philly, nah. That was not it. It didn't feel like VIP. Like it literally felt like you just paid extra money just to sit on the balcony.
And drink alcohol.
That was it.
That's a myth.
I've been like, damn, what's the point?
Oh wow.
Nothing. The only thing was like you could get alcohol on that floor. That was it. That was the only
That was it.
difference.
And you have
Upstairs you
to
could
wait
drink
down,
alcohol.
go downstairs, like, because that line was long. You can go right over there, because where I was, and then where Cinco was for a little bit, to the right, it was a bar. And most people went over there, but some people went right down, right below where we were. But just the setup, it wasn't all that. I feel like still to this day, Dallas might have been the best so far, in my opinion. Dallas was cool.
Yeah, said that was perfect.
Because everybody had their literal, like, legit individual section. And then that led you, if you open the door, it led you out to the big bar, like where you saw like all the other wrestlers from all the companies and all that stuff. You just mingle with them.
Because it was actual VIP for real.
Right, like legit VIP.
Yeah, it was actually VIP.
It was so in LA, but Dallas was literally like the perfect example of VIP and literally like VIP experience.
I wish I knew LA. I missed my flight. Well, I missed my flight. Flight got delayed.
Oh yeah, that was a struggle.
Yeah.
Oh, I
That was
remember about that.
Because I know with Nicole, with you, and then of course Cinco, I was like, golly.
I was like, man, fuck that trip.
Oh God.
She like, well, I guess I ain't gotta be around people.
Pretty much.
And I sat my ass right at home. But then I was like, damn, this fucked up.
That poor baby.
Oh man, that's wild.
So we got Battleground
In Vegas.
The last thing to talk about is NXT Battleground.
In Vegas.
Are you going?
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
It is definitely in Vegas. It's gonna be June 9th.
Sexy Red gonna be there. That's why I'm going.
She is gonna be the host of NXT Battleground. They got a couple matches set, and I imagine Tuesday, or rather tomorrow, they'll have Trick Williams' match set. But for now, the big one that a lot of people are talking about is the inaugural North American Women's Championship. Okay, so this is the first mid-card title for the women that's coming into NXT, and they got 6 competitors already qualified and ready to go. All these women competed. They used the combine that they would usually use in the performance center to determine who were going to compete for this mid-card title. And the 6 women that competed and actually qualified are Michin, Lash Legend, Kaylani Jordan, Miss Jada Parker, Sol Ruka, and Fallon Henley. All 6 of those women have qualified, and everybody said it's an all-black affair because they either black,
period, 5 out of 6,
or they half, or they mixed. And Fallon is all there by her lonesome.
And she gonna
5 out of 6.
Win.
You know what? I don't think she will.
Be the one that's gonna win. So.
I'm not raising that opinion.
I definitely don't think Kaylani Jordan or Jada Parker is gonna win. So those 2 are out.
Okay.
I'll tell you, we are no
Process of elimination.
Yeah,
Sol Ruka is a toss-up.
Michin's not winning.
I want her to get it.
She's not. Yeah.
I love Michin. I don't think she's getting it either. I'd be very shocked if she got it.
I'd be shocked too.
We down to basically 3 or 2 people right now, and out of them 2
got Sol,
one
Lash, and Fallon.
So as far as Lash, like, we would have to make a case. So I don't know.
When she stepped away from Metaphor, and I know a lot of people don't want to hear that, but I feel like it's time for Lash to be on her own.
Have her turn face.
Which it seemed like that's where they headed with Lash, but I don't think she's gonna win this match.
Yeah, it's just not right now, so that's why she's not gonna win that title. So we down to 2 people right now. One of them,
or me.
And he really excited at the fact that Fallon is one of them, which is very disappointing.
I love Fallon, but come on now.
I don't know Fallon
I'm going
anymore.
with Sister Sol Ruka if it
All
goes
right.
down to it.
I think you're just saying that because you ain't got a choice.
I'm going down with my sister Sol Ruka.
Unfortunately, we know who about to win this match.
Oh, you ain't
So
shit.
The one in the middle.
I wouldn't be mad if Michin won because, like I said, if she ain't really doing nothing on the main roster, you can keep her on in NXT. But I just all signs pointing to Soulful to win. I'm not mad.
Real bad. I really want her to win because I feel like they never really gave me an opportunity to do nothing. And this right here is a mid-card title. Like she could really do something. And then you need somebody who could set the tone for it. It's not to say that Soul can't or that Fallon can't, because I like Fallon. I think Fallon would be a great heel champion. That's fine. It's just, I just want them to give Michin something.
This
like, okay, make it.
Oh, you ain't shit.
I give what Tiffany said.
This ain't time for none of that. This ain't time for none of that shit.
Make her feel like coming back to the WWE was worth it.
Exactly.
But it's hard. I know. Right now I'm saying Soul or Fallon.
Yeah, see, look.
I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick beside him.
Kalani, maybe too soon for Kalani and Jada.
It's way
even though
it's way too soon for Jada.
Yeah.
And it's too soon for Jada. Jada, while I love Jada, I feel like Jada gotta also calm her talking down in the ring and do more damage.
Yeah. She's pretty much at this point, it's all bark no bite.
Yeah.
All right, so we just knocked off Michin. We knocked off Jada Parker.
No, you did.
You did.
You did that shit.
Knocked out Kalani.
I've been knocked out Kalani
right now. Well, I mean, we all are. So yeah. So we're not Lash Legend. So I'm seeing two people left on this list.
Just Soul and Fallon.
I'm gonna say it's between them two, Fallon and Soul.
You can go ahead and say the truth. It's all right.
Shut up.
The only reason, the one reason, I mean, I like Fallon, but I wouldn't be mad at her winning it because she's been putting in work for so long down there, and she helped put over so many people down there. Like,
that's fair.
That's the reason. Or is it something else?
Why do you?
No, that's my reasoning.
Yeah, what is your reason, Cinco? Because you is
what is your reasoning?
We see the reason.
Oh.
Because she don't.
Man, not during the. Now we're about to celebrate Juneteenth. Let's not do that.
From the
Somebody about to be celebrating Juneteenth.
We better not.
Y'all thought Shawn Michaels was cooking. He about to drop something else in the pot right now.
Oh, you ain't shit. You ain't shit. All right, we got the triple threat. You got Oba, Femi, Wesley, and Joe Coffey. Now, Joe Coffey,
I'm so mad about this.
He weaseled his way into this match. I don't understand why he had to be wormed in here, but he was. So it's a triple threat. And
I'm so torn on this one. And I ain't even got time for the other dude. I'm torn because
it's gonna be Wesley.
I wouldn't be mad if Oba retained, though. I wouldn't be mad at that.
But yeah, because I like Oba as the champion, but I feel like with West coming back and with the injury and all that kind of stuff and losing it, how you feel after losing it, I think it's gonna be him.
It's his time to shine.
Low key, all titles on the line are not staying with who walked in, but that's a different conversation.
Oh, we're talking a lot of shit today, honey. Messy boots. Okay, well, nobody wants Joe Coffey to win, which more than likely he just might. He just might.
I don't know if this one is fixed with this one, but I see where you're going with it.
I mean, he was added late. He really don't have no dog in this fight at all. And you know, Oba and West have been like tiptoeing around each other these last couple of weeks. And then all of a sudden you bring in Joe out of nowhere.
You're right.
They
I
need
don't.
somebody to pin, so it's not one of them.
Okay. I don't like it. It looks stank, therefore it stank to me.
It looks like
It
Oh
looked like
hell
it
no.
stank. It looked like it stank, so it stank. Until I see something different, it's gonna stink. So speaking of stank, Lola Vice is going up against Shayna Baszler. I don't like Lola, so
I'll say Shayna should win.
Shayna, and not only
Shayna better.
should, she
They
better.
just
Shayna better win.
they are now. This somebody's getting mistreated with the WWE. Like she should not
I
be
agree.
here.
Hello.
As as strong and powerful they portrayed her years and years ago, and now she's just it doesn't make sense.
She just
Given the
coasting.
fact that she on the main roster now and they got her in the tag team with Zoe Stark, which I don't
I
like
don't get
Zoe's
it.
ass either. I put it that way. So I
Oh
don't
no,
understand why they put them together. You could have used Shayna in Rhea's feud very early on, and they missed that opportunity. They missed Shayna having a feud on SmackDown by herself with the
yep.
champ. They just miss it. Now her being in NXT, I'll tell you this. This is a better booked match than Shayna has been in for a very long time.
I agree.
This match plays to her core strength. If she doesn't win this match, then you know something is up here.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know what the problem is, but Lola definitely don't need to go over on Shayna Baszler.
And I still don't understand. I'm still stuck on the fact that they got her Shayna with wrestling Gina. Like I don't get it. Like she doesn't need a tag team partner. Like when they gonna understand that?
Not wrestling Gina.
She look like Gina.
Probably punishing her because she's friends with Ronda.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
I thought about that and I was like, I'm gonna keep my thoughts to myself.
That's all
Because
I
every
think
time
that
I
popped in
turn
my head.
around, they are taking excerpts from that lady book, and it's just coming out. Rhonda just
And
like it's
it's just a
bullshit.
mess.
It's a hot mess.
And I was like, but Rhonda, you took the check, girl.
Sure did.
You took it, babe. So
So
A,
many times.
a
while I could
seven
Them
a
folks
seven figure
cold.
check.
and you
You
was there
cut
the first time, and then you
lines.
came back. So I could understand it better if you left and didn't come back. But you came back under Vince twice, babe. It was twice.
Like you jumped the line of people who deserve a shot more than you, and yet here you go in this book. Like, girl, bye.
Now I devil's advocate, she's allowed to say how she feels
True.
and her experience, but it comes to a point where personal responsibility has to be taken into account here.
Mm-hmm.
If it was as bad as you said it was, then we have to ask the question as to why you went back.
Exactly.
And if you say you went back because your friends were there, because you felt like you needed to do something, your second go round was not as strong as your first. Your performance in there was clear you was having some mental health issues in terms of how you performed and what you were giving in terms of your in-ring dedication. So that's an issue. I can't, and I'm a fan of hers. You know what I'm saying? I had probably the closest interaction with her, but I gotta call a spade a spade. You can't on one hand say, oh, the WWE is trash, and then take the check from them. Because that would come to call the question into your integrity. Is it about the money? Is it about the women? Or was you like, I'm here, I'm gonna get paid?
I'm here. I'm
Because
gonna
if
get
that's
paid.
the case, then you're gonna have to sit back and be quiet for a little while. I ain't trying to be mean.
A good minute.
No, you're right.
I'm just saying, because if it was me and I was there and I'm seeing what I'm seeing, yeah, I write it in my book. I tell the story, but I'm not gonna sit on a pedestal as if I was not a part of the issue. Because while you did help, don't get me wrong, the women got the main event for the first time. You was there pushing and advocating for shit so it can get pushed through. And if it hadn't been for you, a lot of things probably wouldn't have happened. There's an acknowledgement there that I can give you, but on the same side of it, you got to be real and be like, hey, I wasn't going back to UFC. I missed being in the ring, and WWE was offering me the bag because there was other companies you could have went to. AEW was sitting right there. You know what I'm saying? You could have went to MLW. You could have went to NWA. NWA is closed. You know, they ain't doing nothing. They quiet. They was over there at the time. You could have went to them. You didn't have to go back to WWE. You chose that. So we have to acknowledge our choices, and then we got to move forward because there's a change that has happened here. Since your book has come out, there's a change and there's a shift in the climate of the WWE. And you can tell by how everybody is operating. And while, yes, you can demonize them prior to this, you can call Vince everything you can think of because it's true. At the end of the day, everybody signed the contract knowing the kind of man that he was.
Boy, I thought you about to say at the end of the day going in.
Shout out to Glow.
That works too. That works too. I'm just saying, you signed the contract. You knew the kind of man that he was. You knew the kind of company it was. You knew this. You can't. I'm not saying you can't tell your truth because you can, but there's a way that you have to go about it. And this ain't the way. This just not the way. It's just not. And I'm just tired at this point because we can't get no peace. We always trying to just enjoy the product. Wrestling's supposed to be an escapism. It's hard enough knowing that motherfuckers is gross. Some of your favorite wrestlers are just gross.
It's bad, right? Exactly.
It's hard enough knowing that shit exists, and we just like, can we just have a moment where we just enjoy what we watching and let it be what it is? Can we please have that?
Can we just get a solid 30 days?
Yeah,
just a solid 30 days of no foolishness.
We tired.
We need a break. Like, I just want to be able to just, because like now, like I'll be looking forward to watching wrestling because it's perfect. Well, not perfect, but it's good. But you can't enjoy this stuff without going online and hearing some stupid type of discourse conversation about something. It's just the internet makes it very hard, and I try to mute a lot of wrestling stuff on my Twitter page, but for some reason it don't work.
Girl, we just
I be trying.
I try not to contain any type of Twitter wrestling gossip or anything. The only type of like wrestling I interact with is either on the podcast or on TikTok.
So
holy shit, Otis.
I know, like literally.
They fucked Chad Gable ain't shit. He ain't shit.
Look at him.
He finna carry all of them to the damn medical while Gable in there just smiling and shit. Lord have mercy, Jesus. He carrying
and then he gonna have an attitude.
And Gable just standing there holding it.
So I got a hot take about Jordan and Roxanne. Jordan should absolutely win.
Ooh.
She should absolutely
I think so
win.
too.
I don't think she is.
No,
I don't think she is, but she should.
Oh, she should.
They ain't gonna have nobody from another promotion win a match against their champion.
But you know what? I think they are gonna do, because I do halfway believe AJ. I think this is the end of the road for him.
Yeah.
I do think they started this so he could go to Slammiversary,
which I would not mind.
Have him take that title off of Moose. That's going to be the real gag.
Oh God, thank God, please, because he get on my goddamn nerves.
That's one I definitely don't like. So I'm here for it.
He's not, and it's not. It's like You're so you're so idiotically stupid. The way you execute your character is so haphazardly, and it's just dumb. It's just like, bro, oh my god. He's so irritating. And the system is such a good concept. It's
Mm-hmm.
such a good name for a faction. And I'm like, trusting the system. Are you serious? Like, y'all got something going and you put this motherfucker as the leader? This is who you chose, and you put Eddie Edwards and Alicia Edwards in there. And her shtick is everybody got an accent and she can't understand it. And Brian Myers is the only one that I can honestly say, okay, that makes sense. I if it had been me and you would have done this, I probably would. If Ziggler was a heel, I would have had Ziggler as the leader of the system. Or Macklin was right there. Steve Macklin is right fucking there. You're wasting Macklin with these mid-card feuds and bullshit. You could have had Macklin as the leader of the system, and you could have worked from there. It would have worked better with him at the forefront. You wasted our time with the system and having Moose as the leader for it. It was a waste of time.
That's a mic drop.
And on that note,
Right.
Back to Battleground. Okay, so Lola's gonna lose, hopefully against Shayna. We did mention Jordan and Roxanne. Everybody wants Roxanne to drop that title to Jordan. Jordan will be a double champion, which that'll
If it's
I would love it for
unfortunate,
the chaos. I do not think
yeah,
it's gonna happen, but I would love the chaos it would cause.
with the possibility of Worlds Collide and Slammiversary coming up and all that good stuff, I personally feel like it would be perfect. And then who knows, maybe Roxanne can show up and challenge Jordan at Slammiversary to get the title back
I mean,
or something
that
like
works
that.
because then WWE would
Because she
we
did,
both would
Jordan
have
did
that
say
moment.
that on Busted Open that that is an open challenge.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Which
So
I
it's
So
would
if
kind of
love.
Jordan
fishy.
wins, so like if Jordan
I
wins Sunday, how I don't know how Impact record their shows, but if Jordan wins Sunday, shoot, Roxanne could pull up the following week on Impact.
yeah. Yeah.
Or let it simmer a little bit, then come like maybe
Um,
2 weeks later.
I think they double record. I think they
Okay.
said that they record on like Fridays and Saturdays.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, she muted. Okay. So we got that one out the way. And the last match that they have announced is the tag team match. So Gallows and Anderson are challenging Axiom and Nathan Frazier for the NXT Tag Team Champions.
I'm going with the Good Brothers.
Yeah, me too. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I they ain't doing nothing on the main roster, but then again, no tag teams are doing anything on the main roster.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, I don't know what direction this is going. I'm just gonna go with the latter.
I mean, they're gonna win them. And to
Listen,
be fair, they don't want all the titles that exist for tag teams in every other company. So it wouldn't be remiss to be like, okay, they probably gonna get these two. And to be fair, I want to see Nathan Frazier and Axiom split up because they add an element to the mid card division that's missing right now.
right.
So, and they ain't doing nothing with Malik and Idris, but serving them up to every tag team that come into NXT. So,
And got them with a
Right.
snow bunny.
baby, and they getting their asses whooped with her. They getting towed up.
History
Yeah.
lesson, ladies and gentlemen.
Ooh.
They ain't make this no better. I'm like, yo,
Leave those snow bunnies alone.
That lucky rabbit foot ain't working. It is not working. I was like, Poe Idris, they deserve so much better than this. They not bad. And I understand that like they are two separate individuals that have been put together, and you can tell by how they come out that they still operate as individuals. But they are so good in the ring, and they just don't get the same work as Nathan and Axiom would get. And I'm just like, I really wanted Idris and Malik to have something, and they just ain't got nothing. I don't know, but it looked like they pushing Gallus back up there, and now we're gonna have to suffer through another year of Gallus probably being champion or going up against the Good Brothers at some point. So we're gonna have to sit through that shit, and they get on my nerves. They just do. And as much as I like Gallus as a tag team in the ring, I hate them as characters. They're annoying, and so is Joe Coffey. But it is what it is, unfortunately.
Right.
I don't know what they're going to do with Trick Williams, but given the fact that Trick has an issue with not only Noam Dar, but he also has an issue with Ethan Page. I mean, with what they just did this past Tuesday with Ethan, he would be the likely choice, but that is a lot for him to come out of nowhere off the street to get a title shot immediately.
Right.
But honestly, so even on a social media, he quote unquote said that he's not signed, but there's been reports saying like he's signed.
Yeah.
But that's, here and there. So he would be the third AEW signee that they have. It's on brand with how they have been presenting people from that company so far. And so to me, that makes sense. Because look at Cody. Cody's first night back was at a WrestleMania match that he won. Jay Cargill's in-ring debut was at fucking Royal Rumble.
And made it to the Final Four.
She did.
At that. And is now a champion. And Cody is also a world champion. Or champions at the same time at that.
Yep.
We just got Sexy Ray at the club. Oh, this is great. I'm sorry.
That's
poor Ricochet.
I'm sorry. Continue. I apologize.
You're so funny. It's hard. It's hard not to root for
biggest rapper in the world. These niggas, Drake.
I got it.
Hey.
Oh my god.
That made me so happy.
I know.
I mean, is there any other wrestling news we need to cover?
No, we did.
None that I can think of, but it's starting to get hot out. Make sure y'all wear deodorant when you go to these shows.
I mean,
I don't even wear them even when it's cold. Like, I don't understand. Like, you don't smell that you smell like a box of fried rice. Like, you don't smell that?
They used to it. They used to that funk.
And it's terrible.
It's pungent.
Like, it's a difference between like a sweat smell and like a musty smell. Like, it's like, yes, you don't smell that when you lift your arms up and cheer.
Nope.
No, they used to it, babe. They used to the smell. They used to the onions. Okay, the onions.
It's terrible.
Onion. They used to that. They used to that. They don't have no. When you get around the smell for a long time, your body tends to block it out. And if you walking around here smelling like onions all the time, then yeah, they don't recognize it.
And it's not even expensive. Like, y'all just, and it's always the ones that want to be like out for WrestleMania, for example, like you want to spend that whole time out there at like 10 o'clock in the morning, just sitting out there waiting for the doors to open. Like, bruh, you of all people need to take something and take that deodorant, wrap it up, put it in that that clear bag, and then get to work when you get into the stadium or before you go in the stadium. Like, I don't get it.
Like,
Baby,
go take a shower. They
Or
be
take
so
a
excited.
shower.
I mean, you could go if you on the road, they got the gas stations got showers, babe. You can pay $1.50 or at least $5 for that shower and go in there and wipe under your arms at the bare minimum. Wipe your arms and your pots, and
It's a
then get you
whole
some
rest
deodorant.
area. You can get
You can do
down.
all that. Or you can just keep wipes in your car. You know, they got dude wipes now.
You
You can
are
do
going to
all
say
that.
that.
They got dude wipes. You know, you can wipe under your arms and put you some deodorant on. Get the 72-hour spray. Okay, Suave, Degree, Secret, they all make it. And just hit it twice. Get you the stick. Hit it once with the stick, and then double spray with the spray to get you together. Cause it's hot and you know you funky. Okay, y'all gotta stop being y'all grown people is out here smelling. That's nasty. Get
Ugh,
y'all smells together.
it's making me sick thinking about it.
It's gonna be hot in Vegas. Oh,
Whew.
they gonna be
I'm gonna
baking.
throw up.
Y'all just gonna be smelling open ass in Vegas. I'm
Open ass. That's
open ass.
What? That
I'm
is
being hot.
wild.
If I smell that, I'm throwing up on every single one of you who made me
I'm
go
gonna have to
there.
go. I'm gonna have to leave. There's absolutely no way.
Y'all the ones who said they don't wash their ass. Okay, I can only imagine the mixture of BOs that you can smell
I
at a show
don't
like
get
that.
a girl.
Okay, so and you not gonna be in no air conditioning area, even if it is a lot of people around. That creates body heat. So all that bacon, all them body juices, bacon in there, child. And if they ain't washing their armpits, I know they not washing their ass. So
Oh my god,
open asshole is the
stop it.
only way I can think of for it to smell. That's all I can think of. I'm like,
Oh,
okay,
that's making me
girl.
gag.
And on that note, I think we're gonna go. I think we gotta get out of here.
Just
So,
ruined my food.
oh, please.
Who going first?
Sicko going first because he get his
Go.
intro the longest.
That is perfectly fine with me. Let me kick it off real quick one time for MMM. Yes, that is the Midwest Melanin Mafia. Checking in for y'all for the one time. We kicking this off the right way, the good way, the perfect way. And that is with another show for y'all. But before we do that, y'all gotta do this one simple favor for me, and that is to y'all ready? Follow all social media platforms, KTR_podcast, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, No Rose Podcast, Facebook, YouTube, No Rose Podcast on all podcast platforms. Got Google Podcasts, got Spotify, got Anchor, Apple Podcasts, got Podbean on everything. And don't forget to get that merch at progresstees.com/KTR Podcast. Let's get in, let's go, let's get off the show. Actually, yesterday was, I think, what, our 4-year anniversary, actually. So, yeah, 4 years in the
Hey,
making. I
Wow.
completely forgot about it. It's 4 or 5. It's 4 years. We'll start in 2020. So, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And
congrats, congrats.
B Ray, you up next.
Alrighty, y'all. So my stuff's pretty simple. B Ray Jones. That's BEERAYJONES. That is on Instagram as well as Twitter. Also, make sure you follow us over at CultureCast over on Twitter. That is, and shame on me for not knowing everything off the top of my head. Shame on me. That is CultureCast Pod _ and the Culture Cast all the way out on Instagram. And of course, I do have my show with my co-host Sam Boogie. That is Your Favorite Marks. Make sure you follow us, Your Favorite Marks on Instagram and Your Favorite Marks on Twitter.
All right. Okay. Listen, y'all can follow us over on Twitter. At Down for the Count 19 is our Twitter. They live tweet the shows over there so you can get their live reactions, full reactions to most of the shows that come on and most of the PLEs. You can also follow us over on Instagram at D4TC_podcast. And of course, if you want to have anything to do with We Love Wrestling, which we all love wrestling, okay, you need to get in contact with Lovely LeBeau, or you can talk to Nicole. Those are the people to get in contact with if you want something to do with We Love Wrestling and just, keep everything alive because that's what we're trying to do and that's what we're going to do. And on that note, we're going to be out of here. And we'll see y'all next time.
All right, y'all.
Peace.